We talking about. Oh, I'm going live now, y'all. Hi,
Mm-mm,
everybody.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
We're
Oh,
talking
hold on.
about in
Wait,
the
I ain't
back
say all that.
chat. We talking about in the back chat. He got he's asking a question, and the question is, did Jesus sin according to Deuteronomy 4:2? Um, what'd you say Deuteronomy 4:2 was? I'm about to lie. Hold on. I gotta go
Better
past all
track.
this meta AI.
I got around it though.
Oh, I know. I was paraphrasing. Okay, Deuteronomy 4:2.
Oh,
Do
okay.
not add to what I command you. Do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of the Lord your God that I gave you. Keep his commands. I don't understand how you felt like Jesus went against that. What the fuck? That's all he kept telling people to do. Where you at?
But he added his own spin to it.
You said he did what?
He added his own spin to it. All right. Like he says, don't commit adultery, which is what the Father commanded. Right. He said, listen to my commands, what I commanded you, what I specifically said. But then he says, but even I say, don't even think about it. Now I get the argument. It gives a more deeper, he's giving a more deeper uh
Hey, well,
the morality of it.
hold on. Is you tripping? No, where's this at? Matthew did where? We had
This is
Matthew,
in
right?
Matthew 5. Yeah, Matthew 5 and
19.
mm,
He
but
said,
yeah, how am
so
I
that
tripping?
no longer two but one flesh, therefore what God has joined together, let no one separate. Why then, they asked, did Moses command that a man give his wife a certificate of divorce and send her away? Jesus replied, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard. But it was not this way from the beginning. I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another woman commits adultery.
So he said F Moses, pretty much.
And Moses didn't say all that though. He didn't say it was about sexual immortality.
No, he did say Lord Moses said that. He said Moses told them that because their hearts were hard.
So did he not add
Hold
to what
on.
Moses said?
Uh, if he did add to
Moses
what
ain't God.
Moses said, that wasn't God. Yeah.
And
But
that's
y'all
what
do
I
know
told him.
God is wait, God is the one who told him to write those laws in that book though,
No,
right?
God didn't. He just
Mm,
told you that
Huh?
Moses did that
he
because the
said
people
Moses did
hearts
that.
Wait,
was
wait, wait,
hard.
wait. Even though Moses wrote these books, right? This is what I'm saying. Did God not tell him to write those laws in the book that Jesus is adding his own spin to?
No,
And
what are
so
you
it's not
talking
just
about?
Moses,
No, he did
because
not. Where did you see that God told Moses to write something? Where was that at?
okay, I'm about to pull up the verse.
I
He even
know,
told
but
Joshua
I'm
to write
telling
this in a
you,
book.
where was it at? Oh, you don't know. Okay,
Come on.
I'll wait for you to find it. I mean, he told him to write some shit. Wasn't this?
All the commit. I mean, I don't think Deuteronomy would be considered one of the simple law.
Nah, don't be trying to see who jumped on. Keep lying. Let me hear what you lying about.
That's Deuteronomy 24.
It says, okay, this is Exodus 17 and 14. It says that Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
What's that have to do with Deuteronomy?
Because he told them to write the laws in the book. That's why we have Torah, and Deuteronomy is part of that.
What?
Because you was just saying that Moses wrote this down, right? It was what Moses said. And my rebuttal was,
You just
this is
tried
what
to
God...
take what God told him to do in one instance and blanket it across several books.
Okay, so when Joshua...
This is Joshua fights the Amalekites as Moses had ordered. Moses, Aaron, and Hur went to the top of the hill. We're here, right? So Joshua overcame the Amalekite army with the sword. Then the Lord said to Moses, write this on the scroll as something to be remembered and make sure that Joshua hears it, because I will completely blot out the name of Amalek from under heaven. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. This is about that fight and how he needs Joshua to hear it and everything else, because he's not about to be even remember Amalek's name. He's not even about to bring this shit up. Fuck that motherfucker. What does that have to do with Deuteronomy and what you're talking about?
That just had to deal with what I was bringing up with how Moses and the law. But anyway.
It didn't blanket the whole law. He didn't say Moses write down everything in the world. Like, that's not what that's saying.
Okay, but then when you go to Deuteronomy, okay, but when you...
Hey, go on mute, Jalen.
When you go to Deuteronomy 31:9, it says, and Moses wrote this law and delivered it to the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto the elders of
Deuteronomy
Israel.
did what?
Deuteronomy 31, verse 9.
You just be just flying around and saying anything. I gotta read it.
Well, you did want me to go to Deuteronomy, so I went to Deuteronomy.
Ahead. Okay.
I will give you that. Okay.
31:9. Okay.
It says, and Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests, the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and unto all the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years of the year of release in the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. And then, I could go to verse 12. Verse 12, gather the people together, men and
women.
women.
Where does it say that God told him to do that?
Well, that actually, okay. You got me again, because I knew you was going to say that. But, no, hold on, honey. Because we can go back to when the 40 days and 40 nights, when Moses was writing the law. He did not just write just the 10 Commandments. He wrote the book of Torah, or what the Jews call Torah. And that is made up of 5 different sections of one book.
Talking about what Moses wrote, right? And what
okay,
we're supposed to be talking about is God commandments, right? Because God definitely did write some of those, right? Himself, he wrote a lot. So what I'm saying is that when we're talking about God and what Moses said, yes, Moses said some shit. Jesus was like, yeah, he did say that. And Moses said that because of this. I'm saying this because of this. How is that changing what God commanded, though?
I'm saying it's adding.
To what? To Moses' words? Moses.
No, okay, because remember, you just said God did write some with his own finger, correct? And one of those laws that he wrote with his finger is one of the 10 commandments that Jesus was bringing up that he added his own spin to.
Which one? Because now first we was talking about divorce.
Adultery.
Now you saying something about something else.
No, but I brung up adultery too.
Yeah, it says you can't commit adultery.
Right. But then he said don't even think about it. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too literal.
Are we back in Matthew?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just being a little
He
bit too literal
said that
with adding.
if you divorce his wife, he's not even adding. What he's saying is that this would fall under adultery. If you divorce your wife, except for sexual immorality, and marry another woman, you're committing adultery. Because it's almost the same thing as Onan, right? When you look at Onan, he he had sex with Tamar and spilled his seed, right? And that was his intentions. His intentions were wrong. He was having sex with her for the wrong reason. You're just having sex. You're not trying to get her pregnant. You're not trying to let her have the baby because it would be considered his brother's baby. He didn't want to do that. So he just kept having sex with her and spilling his seed on the ground. Well, that was wrong. Your intentions are wrong here. And that's what he's saying here. If you're divorcing your wife, right, not because she was unfaithful, but just because you see somebody else and you want to go marry her and fuck her, you're committing adultery. Your intentions are wrong.
Say that one more time. Say that part one more time.
He's saying if you divorce your wife, like not because she cheated, not for anything else, you're literally just divorcing your wife and marrying somebody else, you're committing adultery, sir. You have divorced that woman for no other reason than you wanted to have sex with this other one.
But wait, how is that adultery though?
Because you're still married. You committed adultery in your heart. You committed adultery already. You have cast this woman who was your wife aside for no reason other than to fuck this bitch. Period. That's what Jesus said.
Okay, when they're talking about when men are dealing with adultery, if they have committed adultery, that means they have fucked someone's wife. It does not mean, oh, I was like, okay, I'm gonna divorce her and then go get the next woman.
She's saying that adultery. Another woman commits adultery. She's fucking that woman's husband.
No, when
you're making her,
man commits
this says that it marries another woman commits adultery, right? So it's adultery happening here because you're still married. He's basically saying he don't see that as a real divorce because he don't see any reason to divorce your wife other than she was committing adultery. So if you just left her with somebody else, it's adultery happening. That's what he's claiming. That's his thing dealing with that. But I'm saying this is his thoughts.
Ain't nothing wrong with adultery.
Right. It's his thoughts.
Exactly, but
that's why I said maybe I'm being a little bit too little.
But what I'm saying is he's not making it a law because this is what he's saying. I feel like this. Moses did permit this because they asked him about Moses. He said Moses permitted that, but I'm telling you, you divorce your wife except for sexual immorality and marry another woman, you commit adultery. The disciple said to him, if this is a situation between a husband and wife, it is better not to marry.
You're right.
That's what I would have said. Jesus replied that everyone can accept this word.
So honey, because if I didn't mishear right, you also said so. Jesus is basically saying, if you feel like you just want to leave your wife because she's a adulterer, then that's wrong.
No, he's saying if you want to do it besides for that reason. Okay. If she was an adulterer and you left her, that's cool. If she didn't do that, then what the fuck is you doing?
I'm leaving her ass because she nagging.
But wait, that's what I was about to say. That's not a problem. That was never a problem because you had to.
Yes, it is because you were commanded to love your wife, right?
Right, but if you found if you hated your wife, wait. No. We know what love is. No, hold on. We know what love is. But if you hated her,
what's love?
No. Nigga, hold on. If you hated your wife,
here we go.
If you, nigga, Joshua, hold on. On a serious note, nigga, when okay, hunky, when
more like
okay, right. When it says that in the law, if a man hates his wife, if a man hates his wife, right, he can divorce her because she was nagging or it was something that he didn't like. That was okay. And then he married the next woman. That didn't make him no damn adulterer.
What law was that?
What are you talking about?
Because, okay, just because a nigga, he did not just, you didn't have to just.
Ficky, where's that in the script? You over
yeah,
here
that's what I'm saying.
remixing.
Okay, okay.
Remix.
What law was that?
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's
Hold
go.
on.
Let's go. My baby mama even beating your ass, nigga. You can't even beat my baby mama. Shut the fuck up talking to me,
I don't like when crackers talk to me.
nigga.
He said marriage is threefold core: God, wife, and the husband.
Wait, what? What guy got to do with your wife? Guy fucking your wife? That sounds like a
Marriage
threesome.
is
Okay,
you can bring
this is
God into
Deuteronomy
it when you
24.
get
This is what
married.
I'm bringing up. It says, when a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that he find no favor in his eyes, because he have found uncleanliness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she
You
may go
said
and be
fine
another man's wife.
uncleanliness. Fine uncleanliness ain't
I
got
was
nothing to do
gonna
with
let
She
him.
marriage.
find
I was
and he
about to
finds
let
no
him
favor.
go.
Hold on,
If this
don't
bitch don't
skip past
clean my
that.
house,
When
I'll get
a
rid of
man
her ass.
have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his
Mm-hmm.
eyes,
Mm-hmm.
Because of what?
he have
Yes.
found uncleanliness in her.
There you go.
But nigga, that's still, bro. You
That would
can't,
make
like,
her
if I
unclean.
don't,
What ways
if
did you think that was
her come,
unclean? If she got on his
okay, what
nerves,
can make her
if her
unclean?
hair
Her being
wasn't
on
done
her
Her
today,
feet,
period.
her
Her
that
feet
being
is
on
smell
her
like
period can make her
that's
unclean.
not
Nah.
no, sir. That is not what
Hey,
that
hey, when a
means.
bitch smell like motherfucking sardines, she unclean. I don't give a fuck
Nah.
what you say.
Please,
Bitch, you smell like
sir.
sardines,
Man,
ho.
Nah.
what is uncleanliness?
I
What
just
is
told you.
It
uncleanliness,
has
sir? Because that's something you need to know while you over
If a
here
bitch
saying
don't
this
wash her
stuff.
feet and she got
I
a
gave, I was gonna give more examples. I was gonna give
I
more
am
examples.
recording and I'm
then
trying to get this man to stand on what he's saying.
all right,
Okay?
there's one
I
more,
was
So
one
gonna
more.
give
stop
more
If
being
a bitch
examples.
funny.
got,
She can be on her period. There could be a discharge,
No,
right?
it's
nah.
She
not.
can no,
No,
hold on, hold
sir.
on, hold on,
No.
hold on,
oh,
hold
oh,
on.
oh,
I'm
oh,
giving
he could be
examples.
funny,
Just let
but
me
I
get to
can't
the
be funny.
part. Because I am going to say about the defiling part. Because if another man goes inside her, and you're not supposed to take her back because she's been defiled, she's unclean.
The one,
Okay, I get that.
it
I was
does
gonna
say
bring.
that the husband should wait on her period to pass to have sex. I don't even understand what you're saying. You're making shit up as you go.
No, I'm talking about uncleanliness. I'm bringing up the different examples
No,
of
a moment,
uncleanliness.
It's
women,
ritually impure.
yeah, like women who are on their period, they're considered that for that moment, not that they're an unclean person, like completely.
I'm not
That
saying
means
that.
they're
That's why I
supposed
said
to.
I'm giving different examples. Did I not say that?
That's not an
And then,
example here. We're
okay,
looking
it's
for
not
an
an
example
example.
that fits this, that fits what you're saying here. What would be
Okay,
an
okay.
example of her
I'll
being
be
an
I'll be
unclean
more
person?
direct. I will be more
Talk
direct.
to him.
I will be more direct.
So let's
My
go.
direct answer would have been when I brought up the defiling of her body once another man goes inside her, right? So
Yes,
yes, that okay, I get that now.
Jesus agrees with that.
She not unclean when somebody fuck her. Who told you that?
She is in a marriage.
No, she not.
Yeah, it is. It say it right here.
Well, a lot of you hoes is motherfucking unclean then. Because a lot of you hoes do that shit,
Not
even when you
after they're
married.
Hey,
married.
honey,
If a
we
man
don't we
recently
probably
married,
yeah, this
he must not be sent to war. Okay, I don't even see where that
Hey
is.
man, you talk about your white women like that. Don't talk about my black queens like
I'm
that.
gonna black
You stay over
black.
there.
They
You
don't.
stay
They
over
the
there with
ones
them
that do
pigs,
it.
boy. Stay over there
Emmanuel,
with the pig skin.
But
Don't
Emmanuel.
you
they
talk
said
Okay.
about
that
my
her
black
first
queens, boy.
husband, who divorced her,
Black
can
women
never
love.
marry her
Black
again.
women love.
So
Black
all
women are
these
very
people who get
lascivious.
divorced and they go,
They
Come on,
love getting
guys.
dick
Y'all
down.
are interrupting the
yeah,
lot.
you
Like,
you
come on.
defeating
Come on,
the bill. We
please.
building like, bruh,
All
come
right,
on.
my bad, my bad. Y'all told me it was a fight in this motherfucker. I get in here, ain't no goddamn fight.
I'm
Stop lying to me
fighting.
then.
I'm only fighting your shy. I don't know what you're
Your
talking
shot
about.
told me to get on here because it's a fight. I'm
That
getting on
was an
here. It's
hour
motherfucking
ago.
peace.
That was
Don't
an hour
call me when it's
ago.
fucking peaceful,
That
y'all
was an
building,
hour ago.
nigga.
You missed
Don't
it.
fucking call me,
You
nigga.
missed it.
Matter of fact, lose my motherfucking number. How about that?
So love is patient, love is kind, all of that stuff, right?
I'm tired
That's
of
what they were
niggas.
instructed to do with their wives. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
here. I'm still here, honey.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah. Like I saw it as you said, yeah, honey. So you see it as being uh ritualistic, ritualistically impure. It's something that's defiled them,
But
unclean
that's
them.
it. That's all. Any because Richard, if we're gonna put it that way, a woman cannot attend Passover if she's on her period. She can't give up a grain offering. She can't do no ritual while she's on her period. She's unclean. She can't do it if she has a discharge. She's unclean. So we're gonna say about it being about a ritually unclean. That also has to then what I did bring up is part of what we're talking about.
No, because he's not going to. Somebody cannot divorce their wife because they fucking were on
She
their
had a
period.
period.
Something that she's
Right.
going to do anyway as a woman. He couldn't even marry her until she had one.
Okay, I did get tunnel vision on the uncleanliness part. Okay, we also are talking about marriage. All right. Thanks, thanks for bringing me back. But no, okay. Now go ahead and say what you was saying. I ain't mean to interrupt. My fault.
No, we're trying to figure out this whole thing. Because like it says husbands are instructed to love their wives, right? They go through this whole thing about what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, it doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it's not proud, it does not dishonor others, it's not self-seeking, it's not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. If this is the case, what you're doing with your wife is loving her, and these are what you're supposed to be doing as far as love, then anything outside of her being going outside of your marriage and being with another man and everything else is rectified in love and being patient and not keeping records of wrongs and not being self-seeking, not easily angered. If you're following these guidelines, there would be no reason to divorce except for one person didn't follow the guidelines. And that would be, if you're having sex with somebody else or doing something to somebody else, then now you're not loving your partner as you were instructed to do under the covenant that you made with them when you married them. Hello?
Yeah.
Why I sound like a preacher? I am not a Christian for those listening.
No.
Why do I sound like I'm preaching?
That was dope though.
Yeah, infidelity is the path of divorce from Jesus. That's right. But that's what he's saying. Yeshua trying to say that Jesus put this on the reason to get divorced while Moses was saying something else. But I don't think him not really contradicting Moses, but adding to Moses what Moses was saying to people matters because for one, like he said, there was a different time period. That's why he noted at that time this is what was going on and this is why Moses made this happen, right?
Yeah.
Because it was a time difference. It was a difference in what was happening with Israel.
No
right?
doubt. And he raised it. Like he
So
said,
what
not
was the
only if you
difference?
do this, he said, not only if you do this, but if you think about it, you wrong.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a thing where he is kind of adding to something that Moses said, but he's not adding to something that God said.
Right. Exactly.
Right? He literally told you
Well put.
Moses permitted that because your hearts were hard.
Yeah.
But it was not this way from the beginning. In the beginning, you couldn't get divorced. At first, you couldn't get divorced anyway. You don't have a problem with Moses coming and saying, all right, we can give you a divorce, but you have a problem with Jesus saying this is the only reason for divorce? God said you weren't supposed to divorce at all.
More sense when you look in the New Testament and say when it says stuff like the law wasn't given to the righteous, like something happened where they needed that law. It wasn't
Right, but
there
my
first
point
and
is,
then they
okay,
needed it.
even if Moses wrote it or that the law, we agree that law that even if that's under Torah. My main point was, did Jesus add to that? Yes, he did. I'm not gonna. I won't say, oh, he added to what God said and that. No, he added to the law, which he was not supposed to add to.
He's not supposed to add to God's laws. He upheld them. He constantly told people the way to everlasting life is to follow those commandments.
Okay, but did God write about adultery?
Yeah, he said don't do it.
Right. So did he add to what did God
No,
say don't even think about it?
he didn't add to it. He said, I say.
Nigga,
I mean, what?
if God okay, if God said you should not commit
Jesus is
adultery,
not saying that if you don't follow my words, you're sinning.
So that's
He's
you
giving
he's
them.
adding
They're
to
asking
the
him
confused,
a
man.
question.
law.
He didn't add to a law. They asked him a question,
Yeah.
and he answered it.
And they were trying to ensnare him
They
with the law.
asked him, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason?" That's what they asked, for any and every reason. He was like, "Well, shit, I say this, and this." Moses said that, but look, I'm saying, nah, you can't just be doing
Right,
that.
right,
So
right.
so
Whoa.
He
Slow
said,
down.
at the beginning, the Creator made them male and female, and said, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. That's what he
you
said
know
at
what?
first.
Okay, I'll give it.
Then
I'll
he
give it.
said that
See,
Moses
that was a
commands
smart
that a
reply.
man give his
Yeah.
wife a certificate of divorce and send her away. They asked about Moses' words. You're like, I mean, Moses did permit that. You're right. But, I would say this, and this. So
You
at this
know
point,
what?
he has already answered it according to God. Now, when you're asking about Moses, he's saying, yeah, Moses said this. I would say it this way at this
You
time.
know what? Okay, that was a smart reply by that man there. I give him that. I will give him that. That the way. Okay, that was a smart ass. That was a wise reply.
Saint Honey Clark.
That was a no, because okay, to break it down like that for that nigga to answer it like that. All right, nigga, I'm
He was
still side
always
eyeing
gonna
them
do it,
though.
but
I'm
he
still
was all,
side eyeing them though.
that's what they
But
was doing too. You saw that's what they was doing too.
but
Like
I
he had them walk away. He had them
Yeah.
walk away
You got to
many
remember,
times.
Jesus was charismatic, which is also one of the reasons that a lot of people feel like he does not fit the suffering servant.
Yeah.
Not only was he very wise, he was charismatic, and he spoke with like, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, but simple enough for everybody to understand, right? And
yeah,
it was
better
hard to
analogy than
catch
Henny.
him, way better. And it was hard to catch him up on things. So you would, he's not. I don't see a lot of places where he was caught up on things, because he did answer it.
Mhm.
He wasn't answering to be right. He is the word. So he's walking in that all the time. His answers are not going to be what you want to hear. It's going to be the correct thing for the time.
He told you that too. He said he only says what he hears.
So he's not gonna. He didn't do it. Also, that
Okay,
also could
that's
be a
good.
reason
That's
too that he's not who he says he is. Right? Because it goes both ways.
yeah.
It
That's
also
why I
could be
said.
a
That's
reason
why I
that he's
only
not who he says
accept.
he is,
That's why I
because
only accept the Hebrew Matthew. But that's another story. But
yeah, it
yeah,
also could be that because he is so charismatic and he does have a way with words. He also could be a charlatan,
mhm.
right? Somebody that knows how to wiggle, get around with things,
He
right?
accused him of it.
So
Magic.
yeah, it's like you can, the argument can go for either way with that, because he was so. But as far as like the suffering servant, nobody liking him, nobody doing this, him not talking that much, we don't see that in Jesus at all. So that's where a lot of people are
Check
like,
you
it
out.
couldn't have been him.
Yeah, and it definitely couldn't
Check
have been him
you
when the
out.
suffering servant was supposed to be quiet at the time of his execution.
Yeah, he
This
was
nigga
supposed to be
called out. He said,
quiet.
"My God, my God,
Yeah,
why
he
have you
kept
forsaken
talking.
me?"
He was talking to the niggas next to him and shit.
Yep,
Uh,
He
yep,
never
yep,
stopped talking.
yep,
that
yep.
sounds funny when you say it. Though. No, you sure didn't though.
And then
No,
woke up 3 days later, and then woke up 3 days later and continued to talk and
and
said,
continue
"Look, woman,"
talking.
and said, "Woman, go tell everybody." But then in another story, he said, "Hoe ass woman, don't go tell nobody."
So
But
nobody.
You see God up there talking
But
about
he was
shush,
seen by
shush.
500 people, right? So it's like, what?
yeah, but
Like,
see,
it
see when
was,
he, but it's two different stories to when he died, right? And he rose again, because when he rose again one time, he told the woman who saw him, like, "All right, go tell everybody." Go tell your mama, go tell your niece, your cousins, tell their cousins and their friends and shit. But then in the other story that's talking about the same fucking story says, look, woman, don't go tell not a goddamn person. Don't tell nobody about shit. And that's where parts of where you were saying that it could be on both sides, because you have, when you bring in certain parts of that fucking testament, Greek New Testament, you got a lot that's being said. They even temper with the Hebrew, with the Hebrew Matthew. That's why they put it in there, and it still got some. It's all tempered, but you can read through the lines and shit.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of these things are definitely the reason people do believe and they don't, right? It's both.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I went tracking, like the origins of it. You know what I mean? Like, where is it coming from? And going down that path, like there were. I'll just say this: there were many Messiah claimants.
Mm-hmm.
Like even John was a messianic figure to the Jews. John the Baptist, I'm talking.
Mm-hmm.
John the Baptist should have been.
Yeah, because he should have been. He was Elijah, who was anointed.
No doubt.
First of all, John the Baptist disputes that.
In what verse?
That he's Elijah.
In what verse?
Oh, you're on the show it to you?
Yeah, because Jesus said that he was, but Jesus said that he was.
Jesus did say that he was, because he had to rectify who he was. When they asked John the Baptist,
honey, that's dope. Honey, get off that shit, man.
When they asked John the Baptist, he said that he wasn't.
Yeah, I know, but I think they would have took Jesus' word over John the Baptist.
But that would make no sense. Over John?
Not John's followers, not the Mandaeans.
Because John's follow. John had more followers than Jesus. He had followers long before Jesus. He was the one who kind of crowned Jesus. So in John 1:21, they asked him, this is John 1, right?
Right, Theo.
John
but I've heard you bring up John the Baptist followers.
Could you ask me for where he said it?
Oh, okay.
Right? John 1:19. Now, this was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, I am not the Messiah. They asked him, then who are you? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? He answered, no. So he constantly was saying no. We know Jesus.
He's constantly saying that in John.
Jesus was the follower of John. Okay.
Yeah.
So too, honey, go somewhere, man. Go somewhere.
So
I'll give you that just because I'm not going to be biased, but yes, you can have that argument.
Because think about it like this: the person doing the baptizing is the highest. So if Jesus even coming to him to get he's higher than him. But that's why
because
and that's why he said this has to be seen. That's why he told him, no, they can do this shit.
John was doing his walk way before Jesus was.
Mm-hmm.
So of course he definitely, as far as that was concerned, was higher than Jesus. John also got captured before him, killed, and everything else because
Jesus didn't cry for him.
Yeah, he was doing it way longer. He had all his disciples. Some of Jesus' disciples were John's.
Yeah, for sure.
John also had Elizabeth, which is his mama. Elizabeth had Gabriel came and told her about John too.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus ain't special.
Leaped in the womb.
He was just a man. He was a normal dude, man. He was wise, but he was normal.
Oh, that man had he knew magic.
Yeah, that was normal to us.
What was normal? No,
what was normal to y'all?
Magic.
No, it wasn't normal. If it was normal, niggas would have been sitting there like, oh wow.
Nigga, well, okay, we were familiar with magic, and most of the prophets, they did miracles too. Like,
if they were familiar with magic, then they wouldn't be contributing it to God.
It was a dark magic though.
Man, okay, yeah, okay, Phil, you better say dark magic because I was just gonna say, nigga, that them sticks. Let's go back to Moses and Aaron now. They did do magic.
I'm
Magic is
saying, but do you see like that's where those wisdom sayings come in the New Testament, where it's talking about the wisdom from above and the wisdom from below.
yeah, no, I
Like,
get that. I get that.
yeah, like the idea was that the Israelites tapped into the wrong shit to get favor, and it kept failing them. They were rejecting who God was sending them.
Yeah, they did that a lot.
That was crazy going to like that was crazy going to the witch. The fuck, like so. But
Yeah, them niggas was wilding, man. I do not want to be like my ancestors because them niggas was out there wilding. Cause them niggas was complaining in the wilderness and shit. And yeah, no. Them my peoples, but I ain't fucking with y'all like that, man. Y'all niggas tweaking. Niggas was tripping. That nigga, once I really got to reading the Bible and stuff, nigga, I'm looking like, why the fuck couldn't you niggas just, you know what I'm saying, just chill the fuck out and just, do what he commanded? Like, why the fuck did you, yeah, I would have put belt to ass too. I would have got to
What you
destroying
mean? Why you
niggas
can't
too.
do what he commanded?
What I'm
Did you
I would
see
have
this
got to
nigga's
destroying niggas too.
commandments? Did you see it?
Man, they was simple, man.
Oh no
They
no no
was
no no
simple.
no 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 no! You fucking
Them
pull up.
commandments were
No
simple.
no 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 no!
Oh,
Jesus went in there throwing shit around because niggas was buying birds and stuff to sacrifice, right? Motherfuckers is making a come up outside. Here you go, get your pigeons, get your goats, okay, all of that. And he come in there getting mad at them for that. Okay, well listen, sir, do you see the time today? Do I look like I can afford to just raise goats and pigeons and stuff? No, I'd rather go over here, pick it from here, and do this. However, y'all said that this is what we needed for a sacrifice, but times have changed. We're not fucking goat herders. I can just go buy one. I can go buy a slab of meat right now. I don't have to do the things that we were doing before. So it's harder to do that now than it was then. You're coming in here turning over tables. So yes, it's more difficult because then you telling me to sacrifice some shit I'm growing in my front yard. Okay. But now you want me to sacrifice the first harvest of what? I don't have no harvest. I'm going to work. I'm coming home and I'm buying my vegetables and fruit and meat.
and then you got to go hunt.
So is it an actual sacrifice of something I have? No, because I'm not doing none of that. So, but you said it had to be a lamb. You said it had to be a goat. You said it had to be a virgin calf. You said it had to be all of this. So now I got to go buy one of those in order to goddamn absolve my sins.
Leaning them, they be doing that shit. The Muslims
yeah,
way live
God
up, they be doing that.
accommodated by Jesus dying.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it took away the sacrifice part. But the sacrifices in the Old Testament were so what's it called? No, I'm saying it was like so specific. It was very specific. So what do I give up? If I go to work in somebody's vineyard all week and I get paid cash or Caesar's dollar, as he said it, and then now using this to pay for my food and my oils and my whatever the hell I'm using, how am I supposed to do the sacrifice that is so explicitly stated in this Old Testament? I don't have the same lifestyle as them. I don't know. So that's why they were buying it. They were buying their sacrifices and going and doing the sacrifice ritual thing. And Jesus' whole thing is that this is not even the real sacrifice. What are you sacrificing? You just bought this. It's not a sacrifice to you. You're not taking nothing from your own flock, your own yard, your own hard work, and putting it out here for God.
No attachment to it. No, you know what I mean? So it can become generic.
And that's what it was. And it also was a way for priests and other people to make money. They were selling things to sacrifice. So those kind of things, is the 10 Commandments hard? No, that's easy. But Moses came down with more than 10 commandments. We just all know the 10. It was a bunch of them. It was right for a long ass time. That's where you get the unleavened bread stuff, all kinds of shit. There's a few in there that was a little crazy.
Yeah. A few.
So that's all I'm saying. Am I saying that God accommodate? Yeah. I think I answered that. But yeah, I do think he does accommodate because the rules are set forth for the rules in the Old Testament was set forth for like new people, telling them how to actually like live life and like, you know, create societies that weren't like killed off and stuff. It had men in charge, which is why it was fucked up. If the women were in charge, it would be different. So when the world starts over, I feel like once he puts the women in charge, you'll have a better outcome.
Around the world, girls.
Well,
Run all the way back to my damn phone.
well, see, my thing is women runs the world, right? They run the world now because men listen to women. The issue is that men don't want to educate. They don't want to listen to educated women.
I've been trapped.
Huh?
I've been trapped. We did all this to get here. Now I'm stuck on the phone.
Jesus is yeah. So you shy? What else you had?
Yeah, you shy? Back on me for me.
Well, I just think that it's time for me to finally ask this question. Will you marry me? I think when when God was talking about wisdom being a woman, I think that's what he was talking about. I needed in my life, and I think that you have that. So yeah, will you marry me?
Oh my God! Now he said that, and the viewers want to shoot up. Okay, have a good day, everybody.
Wait, I forgot we was live.
Yeah. There you go.
He's so damn silly.
Shit. Oh shit.
Everybody tune in Monday. Oh no, not Monday. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Barbaddies versus Lucifer. We're gonna be beating him up on some red pill topics, different kind of topics. And then Monday we got me and Tiff. We might have a special guest, Suki D. We're gonna talk a little bit about this tournament coming up, and Hemi has a debate today on Paradigm Shift. But he's defending his belt, so we may say something about that. That's it. It's Hemi versus Steve, if you're wondering. Infomongers versus Barbarians. Two of the hottest groups out right now. Get your tickets. Enjoy. All right, see y'all later.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Lights low, we about to set it off. Tiff and Honey on the mic, yeah, we cutting through the top. Debates on deck, every ego getting checked. Bar reloaded in the building, better come correct. Sip slow, speak sharp, this the place where truth collide. Welcome to the last call, where the rumors never hide. It's the last call, baby. Pull up a seat, Tiff and Honey in the spotlight, bringing heat. Debaters in the bar, yeah, they love to compete. Reloaded conversations, every night's a new beat. So settle in, lean back, let the stories unfold. Last call is the place for the brave get bold.